say, kids, what time is it?
A funny thing happened on the way to the MCU Phase 5. Keith here from GeekTime TV, bringing you nothing you haven't already heard in the last 24 hours from the bigger channels and any other news aggregator that you use, social media platform, what have you. But Victoria Alonso reportedly out at Marvel Studios after Disney CEO Bob Iger called into question quality issues at Marvel, and Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania failed at the box office. So before we get into the Victoria Alonso thing, and I'll lend my opinion on all this, let's just quickly look at some of this box office totals from the past here. So these are the top 6 grossing Marvel films, and I would say that the MCU hit peak earning at Phase 3, end of Phase 2 into Phase 3, for sure. I mean, the oldest one here is the original Avengers and the Phase 1, but that was like an event movie. And again, you see Avengers Age of Ultron, another event movie in Phase 2. But right around Age of Ultron is where I think they really caught the mainstream audience and started racking up some totals. So let's take a look here. So if we scroll down, Age of Ultron earned $1.4 billion globally. The original Avengers, $1.5 billion. We got Black Panther, $1.3 billion. Endgame, $2.7 billion. Basically 2.8. It's $2,799,000,000. The Infinity War, $2 billion. And Captain America Civil War, $1.1 billion worldwide. So I'd say right around, I mean, the original Avengers, whatever, from Age of Ultron on, they were looking at close to $1 billion earners on almost all their films. I think they expected a minimum of $600 million. That would be the cutoff point. But then we go in and we start looking at some of the films of recent, like Black Widow, $379 million. Definitely a loss. Now, the one caveat you might want to give this movie, even though I thought it was trash, is that it was also released at the tail end of the pandemic, and it was also released streaming simultaneously. So you can maybe give that one a bit of a pass. But Scarlett Johansson did up suing Disney over the whole thing, so it's a fail. The Eternals, abysmal, $400 million. Shang-Chi, $432 million. Doctor Strange came close to $1 billion, but don't forget Doctor Strange was riding the wave of Spider-Man No Way Home, and the first Doctor Strange was pretty well received. This movie was trash. Thor Love and Thunder, $760, so it turned a small profit probably. And then we get to Ant-Man and the Wasp, which was supposed to be the most important film in the series because it's kicking off Phase 5, and clearly I don't think many people care at all about Phase 5 or Ant-Man in general. You see here only $205 million domestically. That's awful, especially after it opened. It opened at 106, which means it only has earned about $100 million since it came out. When was it released here? February 15th. So in the 5 or 6 weeks after that opening week, it's completely tanked. So back to Victoria Alonso. Who is Victoria Alonso? Well, Victoria Alonso has been the Kathleen Kennedy of the MCU. She has embraced a woke culture of storytelling that has completely obliterated and dissected the Marvel Universe. It's in shambles. Marvel goes back, if you want to talk about timely comics and into Marvel Comics goes back about 75, almost 80 years. If you want to talk, the current modern Marvel, starting with the Fantastic Four, you're back in 1961, so you're at about 60 years. But there's all those years of great storytelling, great stories, like the Dark Phoenix saga. Like, how do you mess that one up, right? But they managed to do it twice through Fox Studios. They decided to go back and use stories from the more recent, all new, all different Marvel, which was launched in 2015 and helmed by, ironically enough, a guy named Axel Alonso, and it cost him his job as well. So these books did not sell. You can see there's the Sam Wilson Captain America. I'm just scrolling through some of these here. There's just some abysmal titles in here. There's Kate Bishop Hawkeye. What else do we got here? Lady Thor, Ms. Marvel, Pregnant Spider-Woman, Silk. Yeah, so these books tanked for the most part. And as I said, it cost Axel Alonso his job. But these are the stories that Victoria Alonso and Kevin Feige have decided to take on and continue to push this false narrative that these are popular characters in the comic book lore of, the house of ideas at Marvel. And they couldn't be further from the truth. So last week, Bob Iger decided to cut back on the Marvel franchise films. He's really concerned with the underperformance of Ant-Man and the Wasp, and has decided that maybe they have to take a look. He says here, what we have to look at Marvel is not necessarily the volume of Marvel storytelling, but how many times we go back to the well on certain characters. He elaborated, sequels typically work well for us, but do you need a third or a fourth, for instance? Or is it time to turn to other characters? There's nothing in any way inherently off in terms of the Marvel brand. I just think we have to look at what characters and stories we are mining. Yeah, how about stop mining 2015 comic books? Iger then declared, and if you look at the trajectory of Marvel over the next 5 years, you'll see a lot of newness, but not good newness. He added, now we're going to turn back to the Avengers franchise, but with a whole set of different Avengers as an example. And I'm predicting that right now. That one's DOA, because we know what kind of Avengers we're getting. So I think with Disney Plus losing 2.4 million subscribers, the box office on these films, Star Wars is taking losses left and right. Disney's in a panic right now. Nothing seems to be working for them financially, and they're looking for answers. Look at Bob Iger at the end of the day. The bottom line is all he cares about. He cares about turning a profit, and these things are not turning profits for him right now. So he's desperately searching for answers. So whether Victoria Alonso was fired or she left on her own volition, we have yet to find out. Knowing how corporations work and knowing how the media coaches and the PR department gets involved, and they want to spin it as delicately as possible. They're going to say she left on her own, but I'm guessing she was forced out the door because, as mentioned before, Kathleen Kennedy's running Star Wars into the ground as well, and she's probably, hopefully, not long for this world, although we've heard rumor after rumor after rumor for years and years and years that she wasn't long, and she's still there. But rumor has it she's out after Indiana Jones 5. So I don't know. Either way, this woman leaving is a good thing. She's obsessed with identity politics. She's obsessed with things that common people really don't think about. And she's trying to just ram it down your throat. She's making it the primary part of storytelling at the expense of good storytelling. And she's deconstructed classic characters as a result. And I think the audience has spoken. So it's a win-win. If she leaves and the product improves, we win. And if the product stays the same, well, we win, right? Because we're not going anyway. So anyway, love to know what you guys think. I think this is really good news. It's a step in the right direction. So we'll just have to see what happens next. That's all you can do. So leave a comment below if so inclined. Please smash that like button. Also, if so inclined. And if you're inclined a third time, hit that subscribe button. Really help us out. Thanks for your attention. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next video. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a thumbs up below. Also, please subscribe to GeekTime TV. It really helps us grow the channel. And make sure you hit that bell icon in order to receive notifications every time we drop new content here. You can also check us out on social media on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at GeekTimeNet. Thanks again for watching. We will see you soon.
say, kids? What time is that?